Hey, yo, is Anthony Joshua, is he ducking Dillian Whyte now, his own countryman? Is that what's happening right now? E-King Fight News, we got more on this.
But, we had two good wars, bro. I know. We had two good wars, Yeah, tough, man. Tough. Tempers flare sometimes, we go off at each other, but nothing but respect, bro. Nothing but respect. Nothing but respect.
All right, now looking at this whole Dillian Whyte situation, man, I think he looked, the way he looked against Derek Chisora spooked the shit out of Anthony Joshua. I'm not even playing. It's almost like he looked too good in that performance for their liking. And all of a sudden now, the guy that was used to protect Anthony Joshua, the second it gets, suddenly there's a buzz. Not a buzz, but a slight demand to have these two guys square off. The fans were into that fight. When AJ mentioned Dillian Whyte, they were into that fight. But they weren't into AJ. They just weren't into AJ. So, Dillian Whyte is now in a situation where he's starting to feel the bullshit politics of boxing, and he just got his first low ball from Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. He just got his first low ball. He just got that first duck attempt from Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. And maybe it's just politics. Maybe Eddie Hearn's gonna bail him out and get him Vladimir Klitschko. That seems very like a crazy turn of events if that were to happen. I don't see it happening, but I could be wrong. I don't why I'm not so high on Vladimir Klitschko is I heard Usyk was giving him nightmares in sparring. I heard Usyk was whooping his ass in sparring, basically. That's the word that's been going around a couple months ago. Vladimir Klitschko was trying to get back in the ring. He was sparring and whatnot, trying to get some good sparring, and shit didn't work out for him. So I don't know. I don't know where Klitschko's at right now. Obviously, he's been out for a very long time, very inactive, and you can't just come back to the sport like that, man. You can't. You can't just be like, oh, hey, Vitaly, come spar with me, fucking guy. Get your own brother in there. He's got a fucking broken leg and shit. He's trying to spar, like it doesn't work like that. So, honestly, I told you guys. Anthony Joshua's probably gonna fight Jarrell Miller. Ever since Dillian Whyte started speaking out, man, something's been wrong over there. And now Dillian Whyte saying he got lowballed. Let's get into it. E-King Fight News. All right, so you see the article. Dillian Whyte furious at severe lowball offer for Joshua rematch. It's not the first time I've seen lowball and Anthony Joshua in the same headline. There has been a first offer, but it's utterly ridiculous, Whyte told Jim Whyte on Talk Sport. It's way less than what I made against Chisora, basically. It's a ridiculous offer. They're not serious about the fight. I don't think they want the fight. I think they just made an offer to cover ground. It's just silly. I'm a pay-per-view fighter now in the UK, which I've built by myself against all odds. It's not like I'm a journeyman. I've had 9 fights since I fought him and won them all in great fashion. especially recently. You know, there's been some hiccups along the way, but recent fights, good fight with Parker. It was a bit of a thriller at the end. Um, Not dominant against Derek Chisora, but he got the job done. Got the job done against Derek Chisora. Finished the job, closed his chapter, ends all the, quote unquote controversy behind the first fight. And he beat up on Lucas Brown. Now, that was bum ass Lucas Brown. But let's be real, two quality wins against Joseph Parker and Derek Chisora. I don't think he wants to fight me. There's easier paydays out there for him. And he knows that I will bring problems to his mom's house, so he don't want it. So Dillian Whyte, once again, saying Anthony Joshua does not want the smoke. Once again. And he's saying the same thing Tyson Fury is saying. Fury has come out now and said AJ don't want no smoke. That fight may never happen because they really don't want to fight. They really don't want to fight. This is the guy. This is the guy you guys love to, adore and whatnot. Apart from me, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, you can't sell out Wembley. Whyte continued, so let's be realistic. It looks like Tyson Fury is going to fight Deontay Wilder, so if he's serious, he needs to stop messing about. This is an easy fight to make. It's not a hard fight. I have the rankings. We have the history. We fought twice already. No one's going to complain about the fight, so what's the problem? What's the problem? Well, the problem is they didn't expect you to come up like that. They didn't expect you to knock out Chisora in the 12th. They didn't expect you to knock down Parker and beat him better than Anthony Joshua did. They didn't expect you to do that. And they don't want AJ to run into a loss that he doesn't have to take. That's the truth of the matter. They want to match AJ. They're really walking a tightrope with Anthony Joshua here because the word's out on this guy, man. The word is out on this guy. Good fighter, protective fighter. A lot of people call, shout out to my brother Worldbreaker. He calls Anthony Joshua a prospect holding titles. And that's not an unfair assessment. It's not. It's not. Look at how he's been fighting after the Klitschko fight and look at the quality of opposition. Just look at it. Takam is a journeyman. He's a bona fide journeyman. And it's been clear he has been swerved away from tougher opposition, that mandatory against fucking Alexander Povetkin. Come on, guys. Come on, man. Yeah, on the surface it looked like a tough fight. Povetkin, man, he wasn't shit, man. He really wasn't shit in that fight. He had one left hook in his tank. After that, he was done. I can't believe what kind of a shell Povetkin was. But you know what? This guy AJ, man. You keep putting bums in front of him, he's going to keep looking good. Point blank. You put Big Belly Miller in front of him, he's going to keep looking good. You put a guy like Dillian Whyte in front of him, he's not going to look the same. He's being protected. And I've always maintained that's a very difficult fight for AJ. Is a Dillian Whyte rematch. I don't think it's an easy fight for him. And you now know that now he feels reluctant to face Dillian Whyte. Otherwise, he wouldn't lowball the man and try and offer him less than what he made against his last fight against Derek Chisora, who's not a draw, but who's not a big star, who's not that fight was sold on the basis of it being a total war and off of a great first fight. Right? It's not like Derek Chisora can headline a pay-per-view in his next fight. Right? So it is what it is, man. AJ back on the ducking train, and Dillian Whyte is out here looking for all the smoke, man. He can't fight these, man. But you know what? The one guy he didn't fight. There's one guy AJ didn't fight, and Dillian Whyte didn't fight. And that's Luis King Kong Ortiz. That's the first man that got ducked by everybody. And nobody talks about this shit, man. But you know what? It's King fighting you. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. This is the third guy documented that AJ has ducked. It's now Dillian Whyte. King fighting you, man. We're out.